Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our first topic is about jobs, perception of jobs, and how men and women may correspond to these different jobs, how these jobs may seem stereotypically in alignment with gender. When considering how individuals learn about the workforce, when considering how individuals learn about different jobs, what does become apparent is which jobs receive most attention in particular spheres. When, as the article mentions, individuals encounter what might be readily available through media for whatever reason, then individuals might think to be more in alignment with what that job might entail in pursuing a course. Now, if one is aware, one may recognize the gender disparity may result from social dynamics as well. So naturally, one may observe the natural progressions of lessening gender disparity regardless of job type. The article brings up few job areas to assess, so one may regard what the estimates are, though approach what already is between the estimates to determine what might be factorially affecting how individuals select jobs. Now, when assessing different industries, like the healthcare industry, one may navigate awareness as a reason for individuals not seeking jobs within those fields. When individuals are aware of what is possible with interest alignment, then individuals may seek more so to engage with a particular pathway than not. Every individual may proceed with a different interest alignment depending on awareness. Now, awareness with interest alignment is so strong because when an individual is aware of what one wants, then the advertising of a different career path may be of interest to know, though not interest to pursue. So, regardless of what a job may have as an income, individuals may pursue a different job area, a different field at that, depending on interest alignment, as well as awareness of possibilities. The spectrum of why individuals might pursue a career path will vary per individual. There are individuals that are looking for a job of which will support family and will allow them to live happily, perhaps own a home, at least rent, save up, have a vehicle. There are individuals that operate on these types of parameters that may not seem extravagant at all. these individuals are thinking to save long term, have an equitable grounding, and pursue legacy in a way that seems not so extravagant, though may be all the glamour for the individuals. Whereas other individuals may be seeking to thrive through businesses, a business enterprise, may have aspirations for yachts and luxurious items. Whereas to fulfill those interests, to fulfill those details, an individual may be seeking to align with what makes sense with the interests of the individual, which may not only be subject to income. There are many individuals operating of creative parameters which prove extremely valuable to these individuals in myriad ways, not just to determine a particular outcome, though of assessing the progressing area where an individual is happy with the sort of work one is doing or the pursuing of which one is doing, which is catering to the career style choice of the individual, which is another area which many individuals seek to better understand, especially before getting into the workforce. Though individuals do enter the workforce recognizing that the industry might be of interest, though a company might not be of interest to be in the industry with. So these are areas of which individuals navigate. And having an awareness of how one may be able to operate with a particular organization may really assist one with navigating work-life balance and having a grounding to support that individual's growth really assist with how an individual will select a career path. Additionally, peer negotiating, peer advising. When individuals are seeking career paths, there are individuals that do make decisions on the basis of what peers are doing instead of aligning with interest, because individuals may simply not have an awareness or a confidence of awareness to engage with what one's interests are. More so, individuals may have an interest alignment that is just not feasible because of parameters of which an individual is experiencing life through. So when individuals engage with assessing career paths, as the article mentions, teaching, for example, an individual might observe how a teacher is to assess whether being a teacher might be a valuable career path for an individual. How might the individual be observing a teacher, and how might the individual perceive the role of the educator? Now, individuals seeking to comprehend career realities are in spaces to acknowledge what career choices individuals want to have. Considering field work, individuals might appreciate work that revolves around different responsibilities, so individuals may navigate a field in different positions in different realms of work. Now, when individuals are navigating the different realms of work responsibilities, individuals feel the field more so than where an individual might only fulfill a role. And when a role comes into the picture, individuals might be observing how does an individual stay in a role within a particular environment, which brings one to address what a work environment may be like if an individual is only going to be doing so much through a position with an organization. All of these dynamics are going to vary with relevance to an individual's interest, alignment, and awareness. Even if individuals receive information about teaching being a qualifying job for hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, with other benefits extending, individuals might still refuse to be in the environment of which teachers operate through because of many different factors that may align with the individual's experience growing through education. Experience is extremely important to how an individual might experience comprehending a career pathway. There are individuals that are fine with having to work with machines more so than people. Automobiles, for example, air conditioners, plumbing, individuals that prefer to service through these realms more so than having to be in other realms that just may not be of interest alignment. Beyond awareness, individuals may be aware as well as capable, may have credentials to do many different responsibilities well of many different jobs, though may select a particular job for whatever aligns with the individual's interests, which may include interest aside from a career pathway, a location, how one may be navigating socially in an area, how one might be assessing family, how one might be assessing other growth prospects. There are so many areas to address that breach conversations of gender with regard to work that really align with awareness as well as interest alignment. Because there are individuals that are aware of many jobs, though feel as though there is a job that purposefully aligns with their interests. And with the peer-to-peer acknowledgement, there are individuals that have an idea of what kind of work is in mind, though might engage with not just peer-to-peer acknowledgement, though peer-to-mentor acknowledgement or peer-to-adult acknowledgement, teacher acknowledgement, where the individual is encountering another individual that simply has a different interest alignment that may be saying, this is what I think about what I'm hearing from you, though the individual's experience, the individual receiving that information, may be extremely different than the individual that is already done with all those processes and is at a place where the individual is thinking about their current career path and their current field, especially if thinking of transitioning. So the interest, awareness, alignment is extremely important when addressing what career pathways individuals are seeking. Additionally, there are individuals that operate by skill pathways. This is extremely important because there are some individuals that really just want to build skills and use the skills in niche ways. The niche ways may prove extremely beneficial for an organization, an industry, and afterward the individual moves on with life regarding skill addressing. This might be familiar to individuals that are aware of career pathways that have specializations, of which there are just so few people with these particular specializations that these individuals may be in a field with the specialization, though the specialization is so niche and so few have the specialization that that individual is somewhat unique beyond the field, though of the field of the skill development, which aligns with that career pathway of that field. And when individuals are able to acknowledge more of what is possible within the field, that also helps with how individuals may align. There are individuals that might be seeking that one path of specialization, though may understand that the rest of the field is not of interest to them, aside from that one particular niche area, which requires them to do other aspects of the working of the field to be able to access the particular niche area, which brings them wonderful, abundant joy. Dual language learning. Now, how does one address implementing dual language learning in an environment in ways that caters to all individuals? Well, for educational environments that seek individuals that are seeking the dual language pathways or multi-language pathways, for the educational environments that provide pre-work, pre-assessments, though grounding work to address the range of learning that will happen in the coming year, as well as the preparation for the coming year, are doing a wonderful job preparing individuals to benefit from the learning parameters. Now, this is possible with any language, hence the reason for the pre-package, which offers pre-work as well as what will be work. Now, individuals that may be seeking to learn a different language will have groundwork. Individuals that are looking to be in different communal growth areas will have different social dynamics to consider with language, which may not come as a surprise because of the pre-work as well as will be work package in the summer. Now, engaging with how flexible the programming will be is where the teacher alignment will benefit greatly, especially in class. Having teachers bring in class dynamics will greatly support and connect all of the pre-work and will be work so that individuals may benefit in different regards. Now, how does any educational environment cater to multiple individuals that come from different language speaking cultures? The educational environment may navigate how makes most sense for the learner's experience, as well as what may make most sense resource-wise. The pre-packets, the will-be packets really allow for a broader spectrum of language learning. Of course, being able to course individuals through these lessons requires an educator. So with available resource management, individuals may be able to navigate what makes sense for an educational environment, and more individuals may be able to have access to different language learning materials. Now, the educator portion does not necessarily mean that individuals that want to learn a different language are not going to receive the pre-packets or the will-be packets. It just means that during the course of the year, there will be select individuals with needs that extend from the testing, which will help an educational environment know which individuals will need particular placing, which need extra help, so as to ensure to benefit those individuals, though the benefit will be mutual across for all language individuals, language learners that want to approach learning with the pre-assessment will be packet, and these individuals may still learn, though may have to subscribe differently to language in school. So there are ways to fulfill the dynamics of individuals that want to learn different languages. All right, time for some origami. This origami we're gonna make today is gonna be with a square sheet of paper. Fold it first, edge to edge, in one way. Now that we have it edge to edge in one way, as you can see, we have mountain peak here. We're just gonna flip the paper over. Now we're gonna fold it point to point in the opposite way. So we're gonna pop the middle point and we'll just fold it point to point. Okay. And from this point to point area here, we're going to have another flip, press the center up, and we're just going to press this fold in. So we'll have a triangle on both sides. Now all we're going to do here is we're just going to take this flap, so we're going to just fold it at a nice little angle, okay? Just like that. Then of course we're going to take the other flap and it's going to meet. You'll see I'll have a nice little overlapping. And it'll just overlap pretty evenly. As you can see on this side. There we go. That's it. Even lap. And then voila. Here we have our base for our tropical fish. The next step is to draw a design on it. So of course you can draw whatever design you like. It's your fish. And after you draw your design, you can celebrate even more. What's cool about this is you can use it for many different things, of course. You can use it as a way to decorate your shirt, if you like. You can use it as a corner for a device, like a laptop. And of course, you can get creative in other ways you may want to use it. All right, I champion reading physical books. When an individual reads a physical book, the brain physically changes. Long-term health benefits from reading a physical book, the science of which if one is of the interest to research more, connects to reading physical books, spatial development. Memoirs of a Geisha. Memoir of a Geisha. Wow. What a wonderful history of the geisha. I come to recognize the book because of a film from a time ago, and I really find the experiences of a geisha to be really interesting, not only because of what a geisha might grow through, the economic side of being a geisha, the processes of the business, the transactional processes of the geisha lifestyle, the cultural areas, the dancing, the education of how to socialize with the attire, with presentation, the art. I find the cultural connections to be wonderful. How the story traverses from post-World War, pre-war to post-war is extremely fascinating because we're observing these economic imbalances and we're looking at these different social dynamics of what communities receive these different effects of war conditions, though also of luxurious conditions, if one will. And the mind of the geisha is so finely in tune with everything else happening. Not to say that the life of a geisha, as the text mentions, is what is to receive the highlighting, though there are people that are alive, that are living through these particular experiences and add value to economies, add value to lives, and go through experiences with other individuals that add value as well, though the reasoning behind the value, the social dynamics at play, operate within broader spectrums that are not necessarily equitable, though empowering of different social dynamics which do not seem to engage with the idea of individuals being out of control, though of how individuals are in control beyond circumstances that may be of the environment. Even with such considerations, the text is really navigating these human dynamics to show how balancing happens, how balancing may be beyond social circumstances, beyond what may seem of propriety, beyond what may be of the status quo. There are these pockets of society that are economically viable, that individuals may not even understand how to navigate if not aware of them, and how these pockets of society may prove extremely effective for individuals to grow through. Though, of course, they're not perfect, these areas do provide lifelines. The text offers many perspectives to consider and does not offer the entire picture of what may be happening, which is what the text mentions, though it is examining that so much is worth observing, so much is valuable to comprehend through the lives of these individuals that may not be necessarily the individuals that may come to mind, particularly if an individual is coming from an external source into a society, into a community. Thank you for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and upward, heaven be fed.